I, the words came to me, um, don't you judge them too. So then I thought, don't you judge them too? What does that mean? And then I figured, okay, this is definitely a tarot reading. So it's like, I guess there is someone that is judged by a lot of people. And Spirit is saying, maybe you are one of the few, or maybe the only one that does not judge this person. So don't you judge them too, is what came through. Let's see here. What slides out first? Loneliness. Wow. Distant twin flame fuels your spiritual journey and inner growth. And then it also says, solo venture reveals hidden truths and personal growth. I'm not so sure about the meanings that the card signifies, or, um, what's written here basically. But what I got first, even from the image, loneliness, like you see this astronaut is very different, unique, outside the box thinking is what I got from this kind of individual, um, on a solo journey in life, but just one who is very different from others and misunderstood, and that makes them feel lonely. So maybe you are one of the few people that understands or gets them, and maybe you were hanging out together or something like that recently, and it's saying don't judge them like everybody else does. Like, don't join the others and underestimate this person. Don't make them feel left out like everybody else does. Okay, what else, Spirit? And 44 is the number on the card. I'm going to try to start doing that because numbers are important. So that could be an 8 for somebody if that's important, or maybe you are 44 years old, born in the year 44. It could be significant to you somehow. Maybe the person that this card is about, the lonely person that you should not judge, maybe they have something to do with 8, born on the 8th day of the month or something. It doesn't have to apply to me. Okay, so we've got loneliness with us. Self-discipline. Stuck in a bad routine that hampers your productivity. Feeling empowered by choosing sobriety over alcohol. Focus on long-term discipline rather than short-term comfort. Where this applies, I'm thinking Spirit is saying have self-discipline over how you treat this person. Especially one stood out to me, this feeling empowered by choosing sobriety over alcohol. If you hang out with friends, for instance, and you drink, that could influence how you behave. And suppose this person is with you and others, and you're drinking and you lose your way, your natural self-restraint, self-discipline, and to go along, to get along, you are carried away by the moment even. And you may say something to this person to hurt their feelings, or you may agree with the crowd that's judging this person. I think Spirit is saying don't have self-discipline. Maybe leave the drink alone, especially, I'm all for that if it's influencing you in any way. To be toxic, that's why they call it intoxicated. Okay. Interest. Chasing material gain at the cost of deeper connections. Valuing wealth over emotional bonds. Profit prioritized rather in the heart overlooked. Maybe the group that you are impressing is more materialistic, more about the money, the dollars, and this person is not like that. This person may be very emotional, or maybe just scientific, nerdy, maybe just somebody different, religious, overzealous even, connected to God in an extreme, not extreme, but more than most, very aligned, very much connected with source. And that would make them stand out, of course. But they have feelings too. Spiritual people have feelings, definitely. Very sensitive person, I'm sensing. And you may not realize. Let's get one more from here. Spirit said, not so fast. I'm going to give you 2. It's never the amount that I want. I just say it, I guess, because I like to, whatever, waste my time asking. Okay, so routine came out. Again, that was mentioned in self-discipline, routine. Stuck in a bad routine that hampers your productivity. Yeah, maybe hanging out and drinking. That's part of that routine. I don't know why, but that drinking part of this card stands out to me the most. Yeah. Spirit says lay off the drink. And then it says comparison with routine. So unsettled sleep brings about fatigue and reduced alertness. Your dreams hold messages. Let them guide your intuition. Okay. In comparison, focus on your own path and stop seeking validation from external sources. Comparison with others distracts you from your own path, and inequality in resources creates tension. Okay, so again, there's that whole thing about hanging out with others that like try to keep up with the Joneses, into designer, Gucci, Mercedes or whatever. Your routine is too much connected with this group of people that are very, very shallow. And here you are hurting the feelings of somebody who's different, not drinking, not about, chasing stupid, inconsequential things. They're a more deeper person, I think. And this person is being, I would say, sacrificed for the group. That's how it feels so far from the reading. So Spirit saying don't do that. Or watch it if you know this is what happened recently. Make amends. Do better moving forward. And again, leave the drink alone. Let's get some tarot. Ten of Pentacles. This is a very, very much abundance. This is very, very much wealth, the sign or the card of wealth. So wealth is coming out. Why is wealth here concerning this situation? 4 of Swords. Oh. 9 of Cups in the reverse, though. I'm just going to get them out. See where this is leading. Give me a minute. Queen of Cups. So emotion. Rather. Oh my, the Empress in reverse. And the Page of Cups. Four of Wands. I'm seeing this as the Ten of Pentacles in a unique way. And I am going to read cards very uniquely and allow myself to do so moving forward because I see that I'm just not like others. So, oh well. This Ten of Pentacles to me signifies like a group of people that are affluent and hanging out together, enjoying the high life, right? So like a party or a social gathering or such. And then it's 4 Swords. It's like somebody who's could be relaxed. They usually say that someone resting, putting something down, laying something to rest. But I'm taking this as somebody taking the back seat to all of this party going. Someone just like in the background, thinking to themselves, relaxing, yes, peaceful, maybe not so much peaceful, but just resigned to, I'm here, but I'm not having fun. And then you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. They're not happy. Their wishes are not being fulfilled. But then you have the Queen of Cups involved somehow. Maybe that's the one who's not happy, that's there at the party, who was feeling lonely, or maybe joked at or talked about, or just the odd man out. Or maybe she's part of it somehow. Maybe she's the one who is involved in not, I guess, taking up for the astronaut, we'll call it, at first an astronaut. Then we have the Empress in reverse. An Empress is not supportive in reverse. Sorry, the Empress in the upright, of course, is abundant, supportive, nurturing. That's the best mother of all. In the reverse, she's the bad mommy. She's not caring about anyone else but herself. To a Page of Cups. I'm seeing this as a child. So maybe this is a younger person, if not a child. And then you had the Four Wands. A party, a gathering, a celebration in a home. So that's what I'm seeing here. Spirit. Spirit speaks loud and clear. And then we have here, I can't help noticing, it's right. There was a card on top of this. As I was shuffling, a card flew off, and this has been staring at me. And it says, When Doves Cry. Now, in another reading, I read that to be a complaining, lover or past romantic partner or whatever, who's complaining, like, how could you leave me? You're in this world so cool. Not realizing all that they did to lead to that point. But in this case, I'm seeing When Doves Cry as this astronaut, peaceful, different, sensitive, like a dove, and crying, but you don't hear that cry. And also in a world that's so cold, that Ten of Pentacles party, perhaps. How could you just leave me like alone, on my own, where everybody else judges me? Okay, so I'll get more from this deck. And then we'll get some self-care tips or advice from Spirit. Oh, my stars and garters. Nix the drink. Nix the drink. And that's what I said, Spirit said. Leave the alcohol alone. It's not helping anyone. It never does. I don't care if it's New Year's Eve. I don't care if it's Christmas. Because what you do is allow it to be the standard or a must-have. And it's not good for you in any way. Not even a sip. Not even being tipsy. Wow. Caribbean came up. Maybe this person has ancestry in the Caribbean. Maybe you live in the Caribbean. Maybe you have ancestry of the Caribbean. Maybe it was rum drinks all around. I don't know. But Caribbean came out. Okay. Wide awake. Now you're wide awake. I do believe this message was for you for a reason. And you're wide awake. But you don't have to beat yourself up. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and we address them once we're awake, and we move forward, not looking back, not resenting or feeling like a fool or a failure, but just learning from the past and making amends. You could even say, like, hey, I messed up. That won't happen again. That kind of thing. And then just make sure it doesn't. And then boundaries up. I would say against letting this happen again. Boundaries up against outside voices that say it's okay to mistreat someone different, or outside voices that make you feel like you got to go along to get along. And even that materialism, boundaries up to make you feel pressured that you have to keep up with the Joneses. That's toxic as well. Just giving up the toxicity and making a commitment to do that, you know? So, okay, self-care. Hopefully this will be for you and the astronaut. Or one for you and one for the astronaut. And I say one, but I might get none. Or I might get 5. Let's see. Spirit. Thank you. Journal 3 things you're grateful for. That's always good for anyone. Any time of day. Multiple times a day. What else, Spirit? Thank you. Give yourself a compliment in the mirror. I think that would be very good for the astronaut or the one who's singled out for being very different. You got to reinforce it to yourself because nobody else is going to tell you. And if you're on a solo journey, get used to that. Get used to telling yourself if you look different and society does not say that your beauty standard is beautiful, you look in the mirror and tell yourself you are gorgeous and mean it. They don't see your beauty in your freckles or in your dimples or in your, you know, I don't know, shaved head or your big nose or whatever it is. Appreciate it, and you tell yourself that you're beautiful. And same thing about your other parts of you, that you're a nerd, for instance, you read 12 books a week. How many people do that? How many people are as aware, knowledgeable, educated? That's not a takedown, that's an asset. You're brilliant. So give yourself a pat on the back, even if none of your friends or the people that you know don't know to appreciate that. And you might want to find a different group as well, but that's when you're ready. So with that, my lovelies, I know this will reach who it's meant to reach, and I will see you next time.